home is insured with Country Financial, all of our cars. Our life is insured. And
here you go, honey. I thought you could use an upgrade.
Ooh, RGB and mechanical switches?
Actually, they're membrane switches with a tactile click, but what she doesn't know won't hurt her.
Honey, you must have spent a fortune.
Not even close.
I'm not even mad at you for forgetting our anniversary yesterday.
It's true, I did forget our anniversary, but I more than made up for it last night.
Not even close.
The Master Set MS-120 is the latest RGB mechanical keyboard and mouse combo from Cooler Master. And for you lefties out there, you can also snag the MS-121 with an ambidextrous mouse come October. Click on the link in the description for more info. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all doing well. Today I am building yet another system, this time in a brand new case from the folks over at Cooler Master. This is the H500P. And as a lot of you guys already know, this is sort of a throwback to the original half-series cases from the same brand that were super popular back in the day, around the 2010s, early 2010s era. Actually, when I first started getting into PC builds, back then, they were all the rage. Half is, of course, standing for high airflow, and that's sort of the philosophy behind these cases, is pushing and moving a lot of air through the chassis in order to cool the components effectively without necessarily the use of any sort of liquid. So that's kind of cool. We're going to be taking a look at this brand new guy today. Very excited to be testing it out. Actually, we won't be doing any hard testing, but I will be doing, like I said, a physical build inside of it and letting you guys know as I'm building in real time what's working for me and what's not, as usual. So first off, let's talk about the exterior, because once I get into the build itself, I'm not
i7.
I chose Walden over other schools because I completed a master's degree with Walden.
Hi, I'm Nadine, and you're watching Staples Tech TV. Thinking of getting a new computer? Well, you've probably seen the terms Intel Core i3, i5, or i7 processors in your search results. Well, today we're going to explain what those mean and help you choose which one's right for you. First off, what is a processor? A processor is basically the brains of your computer. It is responsible for interpreting and executing software commands. A multi-core processor is where multiple processors are put together on a single chip to allow the efficient processing of simultaneous tasks. Because a single core processor can only do so much at a time, increasing the amount of cores will allow for more tasks to be performed at once, therefore increasing the speed of the computer. Think of it like this. Imagine you need to cook 4 different dishes for dinner. If you only have 1 pot to cook everything in, it'll take a lot longer than if you have 2 pots or 4 pots. Okay, so now it's time for a fun quiz. Get your pens and papers out and let's get ready for what processor do you need? Make sure you write down the letters for each answer that correspond closest to your needs. Number 1, how will you use your computer? A, word processing, email and internet browsing. B, switching between software programs. Or C, running increasingly demanding applications such as games or video editing. Number 2, how will you use photos and video? A, watching news and entertainment clips online. B, sharing media online and video chat. Or C, HD video editing and Photoshop. Number 3, what kind of games will you play? A, basic online games. B, Flash, social networking, and mainstream games. Or C, immersive, graphic-intense 3D games. Now, let's see our results. If you answered mostly A's, then you're looking for a simpler processor, and you're going to want to go with the Core i3. The Core i3 processor is great for browsing the internet, checking email, and playing the occasional online game, like Farmville. You could still do word processing, spreadsheets, as well as listening to music, watching streaming movies, and basic photo and video editing. If you answered mostly B's, then you're looking for something with a bit more substance, like the Core i5. The Core i5 is great for those who are looking for semi-pro graphics publishing, video and photo editing, encoding, music creation, programming, and playing the occasional game. or simply those who just enjoy watching HD movies? If you answered mostly C's, then you are looking for the top of the line, fastest of the fast processors, the Core i7. Perfect for graphically intense gaming, professional video and photo editing, and other professional
More than 97% of our graduates' employers who've responded to our survey say they would hire another Walden graduate. Career advancement opportunities are waiting for you.
What is DDR4? I think the least helpful explanation I could give for this topic is
hackers. Will they hack your
Oh my god, guys, I just got the world record. It only took me like 2 minutes. 8:55. I'm literally gonna prove right now that I did the whole thing. If I can, like, walk. Yeah. So, we look right here. Okay. Did this. I'm holding a phone at the same time. But guys, I think you get the point. I actually did it.
Hey guys, this is Austin. Today we're going to find out how not to buy yourself a gaming PC. After years of doing custom builds, I have one question. Is it possible to get a decent gaming PC from a big box store? This is an area we've checked out before. A few months ago, we picked up a $750 pre-built system from CyberPower that actually wasn't bad, but this time we wanted to step up the challenge. What would happen when we walk into a store with $600 and ask to see what they have?
So I'm kind of looking for a, gaming PC for around 600.
This is Ken. He usually lives behind the camera, but today he has a mission. Immediately, the salesman offers him a $750 CyberPower PC. You know, the one we just did a video on, and definitely not inside the $600 budget. Soon, however, another option comes up.
8 gigs of memory, it has a 1 terabyte of hard drive, getting a 4.6 out of 924 reviews.
Oh, that's really good. People must really like it.
Want to do it, I can price match 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
It's going for $449.
Oh, wow. Okay. Would you mind if I called my dad first?
Sure.
Cool. Dad, AMD FX 4300, 8 gigs of RAM, 1 terabyte, 7200 RPM hard drive, RX 460.
450?
450.
That's not crazy for 450, but it's not very good.
Dad doesn't approve. Okay, let's, I guess we'll keep looking then. See, if he was my real dad, he'd get me an GTX 1080 Ti. Do you want anything?
One Starbucks excursion later, Ken was on to another big box PC store where the halls were filled with promise. Well, if you looked hard enough at least.
So I have an i3 with 750 Ti right now for $449.
Oh, really?
You'll be able to play, but not in ultra settings. But you.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah,
I'd imagine. Yeah. Let me actually call my dad first. Core i3 6100T, 8 gigs of RAM, 1 terabyte hard drive, GTX 750 Ti.
750 Ti?
Yeah, for $449.
That is a really old system. 750 Ti is like 3 generations old.
That's what I thought.
That's not crazy cheap.
terrible for $450. It's not going to be very good though.
Are there any other alternatives?
An RX 480 with 4 gigs. And it also has a solid state hard drive. This is a really good machine. But I only have the demo left.
Yeah, so originally was 700, and I think he's gonna take off like 30, 40 bucks because it's a floor model. So the graphics card is basically worth more than half of the price of this computer. I'm like, it's actually not a bad deal.
All right, that actually doesn't look bad. So HP Pavilion, it's the Core i5 sticker.
Yep.
What's the deal?
So this is an HP Pavilion something.
Sounds about right.
Really long name. It has a Core i5 RX 480.
480, okay.
Yeah. 8 gigabytes of RAM.
All right.
It has a 1 terabyte hard drive with a 128 gig M2 SSD.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how much was this?
It was $664.
That seems like a pretty good deal. Yeah. So you said it's a 480, it's a Core i5. Is that Skylake? Is that KB Lake? Is that older?
6400.
So Skylake, okay.
Skylake, yeah.
So it's a little bit of an older system, probably like a 2016. Why did you get a floor unit?
Because this was the only one that they had left. Because everyone apparently that was looking for, everyone that was looking for those cards just swiped the computers for the cards. Probably just sold everything else.
This is a very small 480. It also has no branding on it, so I wonder who actually made the card. 300 watt power supply. Well, it's an 80 plus bronze unit. 300 watts actually that's really low for 480. I bet it probably just barely works. Oh dude, there's a card reader and USB-C up front.
Wait, USB-C?
Yeah, right there.
Oh wow, I did not even see that. Wow.
For like 660 bucks. This seems like a pretty good deal. I mean, you've got Wi-Fi, you've got an SSD, you've got a solid graphics card. Congratulations, you successfully defeated the big box stores. But I actually want to see what we can actually do with this. I bet it's actually gonna be pretty good at gaming. First test will be Rocket League, and I have a good feeling about this. So right now, yeah, we're at 122 frames per second on high at 1080. So what were you expecting when you went into Best Buy random PC part retailer? What were you actually expecting?
To get scammed?
Next, we have Dirt 4. Now, this is another game that's fairly new that I think the 480 should be able to handle pretty well. Yeah. When you look at a system like this for about like 650 bucks, what you're getting here is something that you really should be able to play at 1080 on high with most games.
Right. To be fair, all of those stores that we visited had options that were just really overpriced, that were basically like that. Like, we're talking $1,000 for like a 1060.
And you obviously want to avoid that kind of stuff, right? I think the mid-range is probably a little bit more of the sweet spot of when you're buying something that's pre-built. It can actually sometimes make a little bit of sense as I go flying off into the woods. So next we have Battlegrounds, and since Ken is way better at this game than I am, why don't you take it away?
Yep.
What settings can we actually play on?
Let's find out.
Because Battlegrounds, I know it's been getting better with optimization, but it still does not run very well.
Yeah, no, it's pretty awful on like a lot of systems.
Well, it's defaulting to 1080 high. That's not bad.
I mean, we could see how it plays first.
It's a little bit loud. But then again, I mean, it's a fairly powerful graphics card in what is not a super well ventilated case, so.
Yeah.
Dude, this is actually running really well though. Again, 1080p high. Yeah. We're getting 50 to 60 frames, which on PUBG I think is actually not bad.
Not crazy.
Ken, what?
Damn it.
You didn't even see you, what was that? All right, so Ken, what is your conclusion here with this whole experience of trying to actually get a decent pre-built gaming PC?
The deals exist. Keep your eyes peeled. That's really what it comes down to.
Such great advice. Just pay attention and life will be okay.
Hey look, there are a lot of people that will egg on you.
Nearly 90% of Walden faculty hold doctoral degrees, which means you're getting a top-tier education taught by scholar practitioners who are experts in their fields. Visit waldenu.edu today.
We're
back at it again, people. Pimp My Rig, new episode. It's been too long with CES and the holidays. I'm glad we're finally bringing the series back. So today we've got yet another system from yet another longtime fan of the channel. His name is Andrew. Apart from being a fan of the channel, Andrew is also a loving husband and a stay-at-home dad, helping to raise his cute little baby. Beautiful family. I actually had the privilege of meeting them the other week when they dropped the system off, but not all has been rosy for Andrew. Not too long ago, he was diagnosed with depression, something that he always kind of knew in the back of his mind that he had, but it wasn't officially confirmed by doctors until recently. And it's something he's been struggling with for a lot longer than the date he got diagnosed. And since his diagnosis, he actually decided to turn to PC gaming and Twitch streaming, in fact, to serve as a positive outlet, as a way to connect with other gamers, to talk about his mental health. So I'm already feeling inspired as we go about upgrading this system today, in hopes that the end result will give Andrew more tools at his disposal to really start connecting more with the Twitch community, the gaming community, and to really spread positivity in that area. So that's what we're doing today. And while I have a very soft spot for Andrew because I personally deal with mental illness in my own family on a regular basis, I'm not going to hold back any punches when it comes to roasting the heck out of his rig here. Look at this old crusty machine. That sounds like an insult you would hurl at a senior citizen. You old crusty machine. Oh, that's an old person saying it, maybe to another old person. I'm really bad at roasting. Anyway, you guys probably can't see very well right here because this is a cube style chassis, so I think I'm gonna do this roast vlog style. Yeah, we're gonna do that. So let's first tear this thing apart figuratively before tearing it apart literally. Yeah, that checks out. So we've got the Core V21 from Thermaltake. This is actually not a bad, as I say that. This is actually a pretty decent budget micro ATX case if you don't mind the cube shape. That said, it's definitely showing signs of age. The design language is clearly outdated, and overall I'm just kind of itching for a new look, so we'll see what we can do there. But for the love of God, if you're gonna buy a case with a side panel window, at least make sure that there's something worth looking at behind it. I mean, come on, what is it, a haystack in there? Good Lord, I don't even want to open this thing. But alas, I must. It is the process. Okay, so that's right there. It's acrylic, by the way. That's probably not scratched. Top panel off. Bloop. And the last panel. Oh God. Oh, the horror. Did you drop a hot dog in here? Look at that ketchup and mustard. This isn't a computer, it's a condiment dispenser. Not to knock the GTX 1050 Ti or anything, but just look at how small it is in this case. Like, I mean, the video card is basically the penis of a computer. And right now, no female systems are impressed. Wait, what is this? What did you seriously leave the plastic on the graphics card before you installed? Oh my, look at that. What is this here? We have an Elgato HD60 Pro. I'm not gonna knock you for that. It's actually a fairly decent card. I think it can do 1080-60, as indicated by the HD60. We have a Gigabyte motherboard, which looks like it's B450M DS3H. Not a bad budget option. The Ryzen 5 2600 in here is a fantastic chip. I'll give them that. 6 cores, 12 threads. Really good price to performance there. But the Wraith Stealth Cooler, it's gotta go, man. Ya basic. We got 16 gigs of DDR4 from the G-Skill, a G-Skill Aegis. How fast is this stuff? How fast? What did he get? 3,000 for Ryzen. Shame on you, Andrew. You should have gotten at least 3200. Everyone knows that. No, 3000 is not bad, but I would recommend at least 3200 speed kit and then potentially try to overclock from there. We'll see what we can do in the RAM department later on. Oh, geez. This is just sad. I mean, don't you have a kid, Andrew? This is a safety hazard. They could drown in this. Oh, power supply is this anyway. Oh, wait. I see a label. Power spec. What the hell is power spec? So I looked at Andrew's email and he did confirm that power spec is actually a Micro Center in-house brand. Didn't even know they had one, but this is apparently a 550 watt unit, 80 plus certified, but we're not exactly sure what rating that is. We'll have to pull it out and take a closer look. That's what she said. We can't really see it, but apparently there's also a power spec SSD in here, 480 gigs, which is the only drive he has in here. I think Andrew did mention when I saw him that he's got an external hard drive hooked up, but that's not gonna cut it bad.